First of all, for this to work, you gotta go to Nexus mods and search for DLSS enabler over here, which takes you to this mod right here. To have this enabled in any GPU that doesn't support frame gen, even for the 40 series card, this will work. So you go here, this is the latest version right here, and which supports 5x and 6x MFG. And right here, you guys can see it requires Streamline 2.11x or new. So what this means is, like I've explained in my previous two videos, the 5080, it even supports unofficial MFG support games like Crimson Desert and Death Stranding 2, which is not like officially supported by even the NVIDIA app. You will not be finding, even on a 50 series card, there are no options to override settings. So the only way to get these options in the game is like getting the Streamline 2.1. So if you're too lazy to go back and watch my other video, I'll just show you. I'll just link this subreddit in the description. Okay, so right here, this is the comment that you guys want to see. By restart, you just go here and click on this. It will prompt you a download. You just download that. I already have it downloaded. Okay, and it's in the folder. You download that, and also this one. For this, you just go to Files, and then get the latest one, which is on the top, 4.5.2 stable, which has the MFG 6x supported. So go to manual download, and then download the slow version, which is just a simple DLL file called version.dll. So with both of those downloaded, you can see Streamline 2.1.1, which I just renamed. It comes like this weird ass name, 1BOE6587003 file that you can download from Reddit. All of these DLL files, you need all of these. Just copy all of these, and also copy the latest DLSS enabler, which is version.dll from Nexus mods. You need both of these, all of these files, all of these DLL files, and then you copy and paste it into Crimson Desert bin 64. You paste it here, and that's it. And now if you open the game, you will have access to frame gen, multi-frame gen, and all of that good stuff. Okay, so that's how you enable the settings, the MFG mod in any game, in any GPU before the 50 series cards. These are the system specs right here. This is 3080 Ti Gigabyte OC version of the GPU, and paired with a 9800 XVD and 64 GB of DDR5 memory running at 6000 MHz. Nothing is overclocked. I think it's base speeds. That's it. Now let's jump into the game and test out some 6x frame gen. Okay, now in the main menu of the game, now you can see we have a 6x frame gen option enabled, which is toggled on. And one thing about this mod, or with the DLSS enabler being inside the folder with the 3080 Ti, is this, if you turn off frame generation, the game will crash. So for this video, I'm just going to keep it with the frame gen on. And also another thing, with this turned on, the Steam overlay doesn't work either, so I cannot show you the base FPS, which is generating the actual fake frames. I usually do in my other videos, but in this one I cannot do that because Steam overlay doesn't work with this version DLL inside the folder of the game. So just letting you guys know, but I'll let you know how it feels. So started off with 2x frame gen, and this is DLSS 4.5, which is kind of intensive. I'm just going to keep it on 4. Performance mode. Okay, I'm going to go to graphics. Everything is maxed out. Okay, and we have ray reconstruction turned off. I'm going to turn that on as well. And let's see the performance of the 3080 Ti with 2x frame gen. Okay, we are in the game, and you can see we have 59, almost 60 FPS with ray reconstruction turned on. This is the latest update, and in this update they have addressed a lot of issues with the ray reconstruction option, a lot of flickering and all of that. So I believe they fixed a lot of stuff. And I don't see any issues right now, but except that the minimap is kind of flickering, basically due to MFG or like frame gen turned on. Using about 10 gigabytes of VRAM, 56 FPS. I'd say this is like quite playable for a game like this. This is totally playable for me. I will not be having any issues playing like this. That's 2x frame gen though. What if I jump to 4x? Again, this is only available on a 50 series card until this. And now we also have 6x frame gen. It's only available on the 50 series again, not a 30 series card. But 4x frame gen, this is how it looks like if we had MFG option on a 3080 Ti. And I can see the artifacting. I don't know if it's visible on YouTube. If I do this quite fast enough, I can see the bushes in the distance flickering. And again, it doesn't feel as laggy as it is, but yeah, you can see the ghosting around the character. So yeah, it's definitely visible, especially with these settings. I'm pretty sure it's like upscaled from 20 or 30 something FPS. It doesn't feel laggy, but I feel like the base FPS is like anywhere around 20 to 30. This way we are having these massive artifacting. Move the camera around, It still looks beautiful, doesn't it? So that's a 4x frame gen, okay? Again, this is performance mode we're talking about, not doing any native. Native is going to be really demanding on this GPU, only got 12 GB. So let's see what happens if we enable 6x frame gen. So from 120 to 145. And does it look that bad? Yeah, it does. Look at the ghosting now. It's way more visible compared to 4x. But if you want this type of FPS for some reason in Crimson Desert, then I guess this is the only way to do it. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty obvious whenever you move the camera around like that. It is, yeah, it's visible. What about keyboard and mouse? Keyboard and mouse sensitivity or responsive time is quite good too. It doesn't feel that bad. I wish I could show you the Steam overlay so that you guys can get the idea. And even the NVIDIA latency meter, again, doesn't show up with this mod enabled. I don't know why. 140 FPS with ray reconstruction enabled. With max settings, and again, it's upscaled from 1080p with performance mode. Still pretty impressive, it doesn't look bad at all. Looks pretty sharp. So, what if I turn off ray reconstruction? That will boost the FPS up to 209. Wow. And now, it doesn't look as bad as it was with it turned on, because we have a lot more base frames to work with, so that it doesn't feel as terrible as it was. And I say this is pretty playable now, and it is even more responsive with the keyboard and mouse. So this is a really playable experience, except that the UI elements are a little shaky. And again, these are experimental modes. The 6x frame gen is not even supported natively by the game yet, even on a 50 series card. So for what it is, this is working really well, and getting 206 FPS with everything maxed out. I mean, without ray reconstruction, but wow, what a sight to see. So yeah, you can get 200 something FPS with this mod, the 6x frame gen. That is amazing. I'd say I can play like this without any issue, but that's 4K. And this would be the best way to play it on performance mode. I wouldn't go anything above this because it's going to be way too taxing for a 3080 Ti. So let's just stop 4K there and go to 1440p now. 1440p here on performance mode. I'm just going to quickly set it to DLAA. Curious to see, okay? So with 2x frame gen, I'm going to turn on ray reconstruction just to see how it's going to be, okay? It's going to be a little too taxing on it, but let me see. Same thing, maxed out graphics with max lighting and everything. So on 2x frame gen, we're getting 47 FPS. So I'm thinking it's upscaled from 20 FPS, something like that, which I believe is the native performance on this GPU. And again, if I turn off frame gen, it's not going to do anything. So that's the issue right here. If I could turn it off, I would do it, but it's not going to work. Or it's going to crash. It's either one of those. If I turn it off, it just defaults to 4x frame gen or something like that, because that's what's happening right now, 81 FPS. So as long as I have the DLL file inside the folder, it's not going to give me the native performance. So I'm just going to keep it to having frame gen on for this benchmark, So I'm going to go to 4x. I believe it's the same thing that we just saw. Yeah. So it defaults to 4x frame gen with it turned off. It's kind of weird, but it is what it is. I cannot do anything about it. Our native settings with everything maxed out on 4x frame gen, it doesn't feel great at all. Pretty laggy, and I can see all the artifacting. So terrible, man. I would not want to play it like this. So with 6x frame gen, it's going to be even worse. But even with all of this, you're still like under 10 gigabytes of video memory used. And now we're getting 105 FPS. Does it feel good? No. It feels terrible even on a controller. So on the keyboard and mouse is gonna be even worse. And there are some goons over here which I don't know if I should fight. I think I should, but I think it's a good example of how it's gonna be with this terrible FPS or artifacting and everything. It feels kind of really bad, and look at the grass. It looks bad too, you know. Doesn't feel responsive whatsoever. Come on, bro. What did he just throw at me? Is that like a powder? Chili powder? What is it? And that's the last one, yeah. You can see all the weird artifacting around. Looks terrible. Alright. Stranger. Hi, bro.
What is it you want from me? Oh, could you help me get to the farm?
Am I doing a mission with this guy right now, man? This is crazy. On horseback. Okay, I'll just call my horse then, but yeah, this is pretty terrible. So I'm gonna go down on the settings or even use DLSS quality might be better. But with the rare reconstruction, it's kind of pretty intensive. DLSS quality, it's much better. We're getting almost 180 FPS, but you can see it's still pretty artifacty. So where are we going? I guess we are going over there. I think it's a good way to go. I hope I don't fall down and, you know, kill the horse and the guy. Oh, I'm on track, I guess. Yeah, this is the right way. Yeah, okay. So 178 FPS, which is not bad, but doesn't look good, you know. So I'd say just turn the frame gen, reconstruction off. Be the best way to play it, in my opinion, on a 3080 Ti, especially when you max it out, you know, on 1440p. Now you can get a 269 FPS. I don't know why you'd need that. But yeah, there you go. It's a really good experience right here. Now it feels really smooth. I guess I can just go through here. Wow, this looks beautiful, doesn't it? Never been to this side of the map. 251 FPS with DLSS quality and 6x frame gen. Now ray reconstruction. It is pretty good. There it is. You're home, man. Have fun. What the heck was that? Alright, so that was pretty good. Hey, look at this, man. Look at the scenery. Amazing. Apologize, I'm coming through. Wow. Look at that, man. Holy crap. Straight out of a movie. But yeah, almost 300 FPS with 6x frame gen. That's pretty crazy if you ask me. And that's with the DLSS quality. And just for the sake of it, let me just go ultra performance and try minimum settings. I just want to see how much we can push it. The maximum FPS we can get on 1440p. And again, I would not be going below, you know, max settings, especially with 6x frame gen. It's kind of overkill, but it's pretty fun to see. Look at that, 620 FPS on a 3080 Ti and Crimson Desert with 6x frame gen. That's, I don't know who needs it, but that is kind of wild. But yeah, the minimap flickering is still there. We can't do anything about it with the frame gen turned on. It's gonna be there, especially 6x frame gen. You know, it's doing its best to create as many legit looking fake frames to keep up with the speed of what's going on the screen, you know. So it is what it is. Not great, but 621 FPS on 1440p. That's the maximum FPS you can get. 3080 Ti, guys. Absolutely unnecessary. I'm gonna put it back to cinematic. And again, if you just keep it to cinematic on the lighting quality, you can get more FPS, but I don't see a point. So that's on 1440p. Now let's try 1080p. Alright, finally on 1080p. I'm on DLAA using 2x frames in here with the rare reconstruction turned on and cinematic settings. Wow. 72 FPS. So it's upscaled from, I guess, 35 something FPS. But this is way better and smoother. I don't see a lot of artifacting. Except you can see the minimap going crazy. Flickering like crazy, but yeah. I don't think I can do anything about it though. But yeah, this area of the map looks amazing, guys. Wow. 67, almost 70 FPS with everything maxed out. DLAA. using 350 watts of power. That's one of the downsides of this GPU. Just consumes a lot of power even at 1080p. So not great. I'm gonna go here again. Just gonna try and max it out. 177 FPS, but now all the artifacting and ghosting is back around the character. The minimap looking even crazier. I guess it's fine. It is playable for the most part. But again, I wouldn't be playing like this. Especially on DLAA with rare reconstruction. If I turn it off, it's going to be much better. You know? But with it turned on, it's kind of jittery and not so pleasant to look at. I'm going to turn it off. And now it's way more smoother and responsive with 260 FPS. Again, totally unnecessary. But cool to see, you know. 3080 Ti can be pushed even further than it could ever do. Oh, there are some people over here. I think I should go and fight them. It's enemy territory right here. I don't think I should fight them. Might be a lot more than I can chew. Nah, I'll just roam around and have some fun, you know. But 250 FPS, maxing out my screen refresh rate is again a good sight to see, but not needed whatsoever in a game like this. I gotta say the experience is really smooth. Doesn't feel laggy at all. With the keyboard and mouse too, see how fast that is? Pretty responsive on 6x frame gen. NVIDIA Reflex is a good technology, I'm not gonna lie. And that's DLAA. I think DLSS quality is gonna be even better. Take you up to 381 FPS without rare reconstruction. So I'd say if you are crazy enough to try this mod out in the first place, the 3080 Ti, and want almost 400 FPS in Crimson Desert, and you prefer to play this way, then I suggest this is going to be the best way to play it on 1080p settings. Uses quality, no rare reconstruction, and 6x frame gen. Gonna get you almost 400 FPS, guys. So do what you want with that information, you know. But it's pretty nice to see. And again, for the one last test, I'm gonna go to minimum settings and see ultra performance, see what we can get. The minimum settings kicked it back to 1440p for some reason, so I'm gonna put it back to 1080p. And let's see, 595, 600 FPS. Wow. There you have it. That's the maximum you can get the 3080 Ti and 6x frame gen in Crimson Desert. And again, totally unnecessary. Nobody should be playing it like this. But it's fun to see, you know. Fun to see how much you can push with your GPU and the new technology. It looks absolutely shitty, totally terrible. But hey, you can get 600 FPS. So yeah, it's totally worthless. No point in whatsoever. Oh, wait. It's not the max. It's what's on quality mode. Let me just put it to ultra performance. Okay. You make sure it's on minimum. Yeah. Okay. There you have it. Now it's up to 750. Before it was in quality mode. Now it's the actual ultra performance. Now it looks even more shittier. So look at the trees. Even like right next to us, it looks absolutely blurry, pixelated. Like it should be on ultra performance. Now it's upscaled from 240p. So on 240p with 6x frame gen, you can get 750 FPS. Crimson Desert with a 3080 Ti and 6x frame gen. Wow. Is that a giant? I don't want to fight a giant right now. I'm not in the mood. Yeah, guys, there you have it. If you have a 750 Hz monitor, no, the Asus monitor, you can max it out. If that monitor is like 720p, 750 Hz monitor, you don't even need to go down below 1080p. You can actually get it to be maxing out on 1080p instead of going down to 720p, you know. So yeah, you have it, 756 FPS and Crimson Desert with 240p graphics. So I think it's a good way to conclude this video right there. Let me know what you guys think about it. Would you be testing out FrameGen mod and 6x FrameGen in Crimson Desert with a 3080 Ti, or any other GPU that doesn't support it natively? Let me know in the comments. And if you like the video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more crazy benchmarks like this. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a great time wherever you are. Catch you guys in the next one. So take it easy and peace out.